Hey everyone, hope you're doing well, having a good week, having a good day. We're back a little bit more Purim learning as we get ready for Purim that's coming up. I hope that you found it meaningful thus far and you've been able to watch the previous videos. We've been speaking a little bit about the book of Esther and trying to understand some of the relevant messages. As we said in an earlier video, the more that we prepare for a holiday, the more that that holiday will be meaningful for us. And today we're going to get to something really important that I think will give you uh, some of the ideas behind the day, but also practical things that you can do during the day that will connect you and tap you into the essence of the day. The villain of the day, the villain who's spoken about in the book of Esther is Haman. And we mentioned last week that we spoke about the heroes of the story, Mordecai and Esther, and what they represented. But it's important also to understand the villains within the story, because what all of these Torah villains that we deal with, the pharaohs and the Hamans and all that stuff, these are all symbolic as well of things that we have to deal with both personally and as well as the Jewish people, the Jewish nation. So when we speak about Haman, what does he represent? What is the force of Haman? What empowers the force of Haman? Many of the commentaries say that Haman is the force of anti-Semitism. So we're always combating anti-Semitism, right? Haman is that anti-Semitic force that hates us for no other reason than this deep-rooted Jew hatred. And what we know about anti-Semitism is that anti-Semitism cannot be explained. There is no explanation for anti-Semitism. If you say it's because Jews are through this, we're also through that. If we say we're through that, we're also through this. Right? We're too rich, we're too poor, we're too much to the right, too much to the left, we're too different, we're too much the same, right? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. So anti-Semitism seems to be something that God somehow baked in to the story of history, to the fabric of creation, that it will be something that we will have to contend with. And it's awful. It's an awful thing. That being said, we also know that anti Semitism has always pushed us as a people to regroup, reassess, and in many ways has strengthened us. And like one of the things that I always say is, right, there's nothing that can get all of our Jewish community to post the proud Jewish status on their social media more than an anti Semitic attack, right? Suddenly, God forbid, something anti Semitic is in the news, and everyone wakes up and suddenly we're speaking about our Judaism. Whereas other events might not necessarily create that same response. So, even though anti Semitism is one of the great tragedies of history, one can also argue that anti Semitism somewhat keeps us together. And it actually does that in the Purim story as well, because it's through the Jewish people are becoming disjointed, as we said in the first class, the intro to the book of Esther, where we spoke about that specific point in history when the Jewish people was between the two temples, if you remember, and the Jewish people were coming apart. We were fraying, and through the Purim story, we join, we come back together. Right, so is Haman the villain of the story? Yes, he's the villain of the story. Is anti-Semitism the villain? Yes. However, in a way, he also does us a favor because he makes us regroup and recommit to who we are. Listen closely. When Haman goes to King Ahasuerus, remember that Haman has this plan. He wants genocide. He wants to wipe out the Jewish people. But he's got to get approval from the king. The king's name is Ahasuerus. And when he does so, he says, Yesh am mefuzaru mefurad. There is a nation that is spread out amongst our people. And you might not read too much into that. It might just sound like the geographical location of the Jews. Where are they located? Oh, they're all over the place. Commentaries say something else. The commentaries say that Haman was saying that there is disunity among the Jewish people. They're not united. They're not united. And the commentaries say that you want to know what empowers Haman. You want to know what empowers evil. You want to know what empowers anti Semitism. You should know it's when there is a lack of Jewish unity. And because of that, the Purim story itself, the mitzvos that are given at the end, and the things that we're meant to do on Purim itself, all connect with unity. There's a mitzvah to give mishloach manot, food baskets, to give to a friend and say, hey buddy, I just wanted to swing by your house and say happy Purim, and here's a nice bottle of wine and a homemade babka that my wife made, or I want to take you out to lunch or something like that, right? That's a mitzvah on Purim, to offer food to someone else as a gift to increase camaraderie. Another mitzvah on Purim is to have a big festive meal with family and friends. Come on, guys, you do it Thanksgiving, do it on Purim, right? Let's stay true to those Jewish roots. It's such a beautiful thing, right? You don't need to dress up, you don't need to do anything. Just have a beautiful meal with your family and friends. Say, hey, guys, it's Purim, right? It's been a while since we celebrated. Our kids are out of the house, but wouldn't it be nice? Why don't we just get together and have a little bit of a meal? It's a mitzvah on Purim. And of course, something called another mitzvah, right? There's four mitzvahs: reading Megillah, giving the food baskets, having the meal, like we just said. And the fourth one is gifts to the poor. It is a mitzvah to give gifts to the poor, specifically to Jewish poor people. Because again, the theme of all of these mitzvahs is that we're trying to increase Jewish unity, which is something that is so important. When we speak about Jewish unity, we're not just saying like, oh, there's that group of Jews and I'm fine with them. Everyone should just practice what they practice and it's good and I'm warm and I'm accepting to everybody. That's not Jewish unity. Jewish unity means I go out of my way to care about other people, to give to other people. There's camaraderie amongst Jews. If you're here, you're part of this group. We're a group of Jewish brothers. We might have gone to Israel together, or we'll in the future, I hope that we'll have in-person get-togethers. Right? It's hard to feel unity when you're just watching my face talk, but my goal, my hope with this group is that it will bring us closer together. Camaraderie amongst the Jewish people is something that is so beautiful. And when you have many communities, we grow even more camaraderie amongst all different types of Jews, and that can grow, and that can grow, and that can grow. And ultimately, when we're together, God promises us that we'll be protected from the Hamans, we'll be protected from the anti-Semitism, and we'll really be able to build a beautiful, powerful Jewish people of all different stripes. See you soon.